Hey everybody, Chad Elsa's Auto, 7:30 Sunday evening, time for some more Gearhead interactive live chat. So, looks like we got a few of you on and ready to go. Looks like Facebook is connecting as well. So we are live on both YouTube and Facebook and ready to go. Kevin L, the only one commenting so far. There's Neil, ready to go tonight. So, we'll see how things shake out. I know it was a long, hot day here today. Looks like it's probably that way a lot of places around the country. So, hey, there's Glenn. So we'll see what the evening brings. You never know this time of the year. There's a lot of activities going on. Obviously, 4th of July coming up next weekend, and lots of stuff happening. So Ron's here with us. Steve's here with us. So anyway, we'll go ahead and kind of work through tonight and see what happens, see who shows up, see what kind of shenanigans we can get into. But before we get too far into anything, we'll get a little bit of housekeeping out of the way. Autocorrect, please double check your comments before you hit send. If I can't make out what your comment means, I will have to skip it and go on. I try to catch most comments, even though I miss a few. If I can't understand it, I will have to skip it. If you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page, please remember I cannot see those comments. This is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto page. And so the only set of comments I can see on Facebook are on the Nobody Else's Auto page, or if you jump on YouTube, the Nobody Show channel on YouTube. If you're going to watch, hang out there, you're perfectly fine. We do have ads on YouTube. It's their game, and we have to deal with that a little bit. Trolls, we do occasionally get trolls on here. You guys do a great job of making sure they know they're not welcome. I ignore them so we can keep on rolling with our chat. And as always, super chats are always awesome, and we do have the supercharged super chat badge warmed up and ready to go for any supercharged super chats that happen to pop up throughout the evening. So let's see, where are we at? John Anderson's here, Sean's here, Buick Man made it, Steve Reed. Thanks, Steve, appreciate it. Well, Kevin L kicking us off right out of the gate with the first supercharged super chat of the evening. Thanks, Kevin L, kicking things off with the super chats tonight. Boom. Jim's here with us as well. Dennis Chapman's back. So anyway, as you guys saw Tuesday night, if you were on with us for a short Toy Tuesday, Steve was here this week. Steve Trendy and his buddy came down and hung out for a bit, got to see everything. And, oh, by the way, when we get to the raffle tonight, because we are giving this Hemi valve cover away, Steve Trendy is now all of your guys' new best friend. I'm just giving you a heads up, because he brought something killer for the raffle. Hey, Camperjack's here. So, you better grab that Buick, man, because we got this boom ready to go. So just remember, Steve Trendy is now everybody's new best friend when we get to the raffle. So don't forget that. JP's here. Scott's on with us. But we are going to give that Hemi valve cover away here in just a little while and add that to somebody's collection. Because, I mean, your man cave just goes up a notch when you got a Hemi valve cover on the wall. It just happens like that. It's just something that goes with it. So, anyway. It was great hanging out with those guys. Like I said, if you weren't on Tuesday, we did jump on for a short Toy Tuesday, and they hung out with us for a bit on there. Had a good visit and had a great time. And I tell you what, I kind of got to admire them, because you guys remember last Sunday night, Steve said something about coming down last week, and then all of a sudden he leaves me a voicemail and says, "Hey, we're here. Whenever you get freed up, give me a holler." So I called him back, had a couple things going. Dad's here with us. Had a couple things going on, and finally got caught up with him. And, and we've all done this. But, or we've all thought this. Let me rephrase that. We've all thought this. But sometimes you just want to get away for a couple days. You need to clear your brain. There's a lot of things going on, and you're always like, man, I just wish I could get away for a couple days and just not worry about everything for a couple days. Well, that's kind of what happened. They were sitting there trying to decide whether they should go, and and head this way. And it was kind of one of those deals. Should we flip a coin or whatever? And they're like, just turn the key. We don't need to flip a coin. Just turn the key. Oh, John catching us up with another supercharged super chat. Number 2 of the evening. Thanks, John Anderson, for a supercharged super chat. So that's literally what they did, and they just set the cruise and went. Motormark's here. Perfect. Glad they made it. So but like I said, it was fun. It's always cool meeting you guys in person, hanging out, and Jeff from Ottawa's here, getting to know you a little bit. And not only did he bring an amazing raffle piece, he brought some stuff for the auctions that we'll see if we can get squeezed in tonight as well. We should actually, because 4th of July is next weekend, so we probably should try to squeeze these in. But it's a great time. And like I said, when you guys have an opportunity to get away, come check it out, and get to meet you in person, then it's a lot of fun. They definitely want to come try to make the gathering for next year. Just the same thing as a lot of you guys got into with graduations that weekend, and we knew that was going to be an issue. But that was what got all the most votes, so that's what we did. Anyway, we got a lot of rain first of the week. Everything was a swamp around here. We had a week ago Saturday night, we had 3 inches on Saturday night, and as soon as that soaked in, it started raining again Monday, and I think it rained some Tuesday. But fortunately, it has quit since then and starting to dry out. I can drive around most of my roads at this point, but we're not supposed to get any more for a while. So hopefully we'll be able to get some stuff done at the yard here coming up this week. Bunch of badge. But that was the excitement for the week, was Steve hanging out and getting to check everything out. Took a few things home with him. And hopefully your drive home went well and you guys had a good trip. The only other exciting thing that happened this week is Tim actually stopped by. Tim, Mr. Good Pliers, brought 2 more cars up on a deal we're working on, so that'll lead us into some new inventory. We need to catch the No Buddies page, so thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that. Yeah, I seen you had pictures of that posted Buick, man, on the Nobody's page. We'll get to that here in just a bit. But so Tim dropped off 2 that we did some trading on, so we got a little bit of new inventory to talk about. A couple cars that I personally like. Actually, one of these I saw at his place like 5 or 6 years ago, and had asked him about it then, and he said, we'll figure something out on it. And well, it just took a few years, but we did. Hey, there's Kevin. So it showed up, as well as another Cadillac. So the one that I spotted, stopped by his place. I've been by his place several times, but 5 or 6 years ago, there was a 62 Bonneville tuner hardtop, black, no motor, but other than that, mostly intact. And I just really liked the car. I don't know why. It just kind of like, man, I think it just looks cool. So he brought that up, so we'll be getting some content on that. And like I said, other than no motor, it's pretty much all there. The trim's all there, the interior's in it. It's just a rough little car that's been sitting, but just something appealed to me about it. Michael Gagol is here with us. So we got that, and we got a 1979 Cadillac, which, I really like this. I've always liked 79 Cadillacs mainly because of the promo models. Dad got some 79 Cadillac promos when I was a kid. Still got one in my case right over there. And so that 77 to 79, the 79 was always the one, my preferred favorite, because that's what the models I had. But 77 to 79 is essentially the same car. So it's a 4-door sedan DeVille, and it's pretty much all there, but just there again, been sitting for a long time. But great parts car. So those 2 came in this week as far as what were added to the inventory. But let's check out the No Buddies page and see what you guys have going on. Don't have it up yet. I was running a few minutes late behind tonight. Just a lot of stuff going on. So, oh man. Huh. Huh. Hey, there's Hubcap. I shut down at 10 after 1 this morning, so sounds good, Kevin. That'll work perfect. I don't drink coffee actually. I have just never developed a taste for coffee. Um, I don't know why. I've tried it. I've tried it in various different ways. I just I just don't drink it. I just have never has never appealed to me. Now I love the smell of coffee. Coffee beans and the rich deep smell of coffee, but I just don't drink it. I just have never have been able to get too excited about coffee. And hey, there's John Sanderson. So if you've been to my shop, you'd understand that based on the pile. Well, actually, I'll use the word mountain of Mountain Dew in the shop. So Glenn's not a coffee guy. Yeah, whenever Mountain Dew's on sale, I clean the shelf off. So as of right now, there's probably 30 or 40 cases piled outside the shop or outside the door of the office here. Hey, that doesn't sound like all bad there, Big Job. I don't know even. I actually don't even know why you're here unless you're done with your steak. So yeah, I've got, like I said, whenever Mountain Dew is on sale, I try to keep it at under 3.5 cents an ounce. If I can get it at 3.2, 3.4 cents an ounce, that's usually not a bad buy. So whenever I get it under 3.5 cents an ounce, I just stock up. Well, I found it a few times on sale, so now there's 30 or 40 cases piled out there. But we're in good shape for a while. So anyway, what do you guys have going on the No Buddies page? Let's check it out. Buick Man posted up his car show pictures. John found 2 promos. Nice. 58 Ford. Is it a 62 Ford? It's a 1 or a 2. I think it's a 2. Thanks for sharing that stuff, Matt. I always appreciate that. Cream City Pete working on his project. There's the old Delmont. Hey, Randy with a nut farm coming in with a supercharged super chat. Boom. Thanks for hitting us with one. Randy with a nut farm. A stick shift Lincoln in the pictures. What was that? Oh, that LS. Yeah. Pace car looks familiar. I got one of those next door. It's like a good show. Wiley's back. Cans, aluminum cans we can take in. I don't usually get bottles, Mark, but cans, actually, they've got kind of a neat deal around here, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about it for just a second, since you brought that up as far as cans in this area. So let's get through the No Buddies page, and then I want to tell you about what we do with cans around here. I'm sure you probably had the only Centurion there. All right. So anyway, guys, always appreciate the support on the No Buddies page. 135 members. We've gained a few people. So that's awesome. If you've got friends that would fit into the group and want to be part of that, have them jump on there, answer the questions. Zach or Andy will get us in, or we'll get them in and start hanging out. But always love seeing the participation on that page. Is great. But anyway, back to deposits on cans. Obviously, you can recycle aluminum. And they've got this deal started 20 years ago or something like that. I'm not sure how long. But what happens with cans around here is obviously you can take them in and sell them to be recycled, obviously. But what they do, Neil made a few empty cans when he was here. Well, in honor of Neil having to make a few empty cans, let's have a Hudson badge and an Auburn badge. But several years ago, there was a group that started a nonprofit, and what they do is they gather up cans. They have these big collection trailers that are like a full caged-in trailer with a back door that swings open. It's not like a solid trailer; it's like expanded metal trailer, but it's enclosed, so you can throw bags of cans in it. And what it is what they raise money for is it's called Cans for Kids, and it's for kids that are fighting cancer. So they have these trailers parked in various areas around town, and whenever I fill a bag of cans up, I just go chuck them in those trailers. And when the trailers get full, then they take them to Acme Recycling here in town, and then they buy the cans from them, and then that money goes to the Cans for Kids Foundation. So it's a great thing. It's a unique idea. There's actually one directly on the way out to the yard. Right, it's my buddy Sarge's Saloon. So I can stop right there and chuck it in, and on the way out to the yard, and it's all going for a good cause. So that's what a lot of people do with their cans around here. So I kind of got off on a tangent there, but it's a great idea, and it's done a lot of good things. I think that started probably 20 years ago, maybe longer. I don't know, but it's been a very, very positive impact and a very good thing for the area. And that way, at least it's getting, that stuff, that money's being generated and going to good use. You bet, Mike. No problem. Yep. I was out of those big IH grills for those 50 to 52. So anyway, JP does the same thing perfect because, he just lives a few miles from here. So, and actually that charity started right between where the yard is and where JP lives. So it's been a really good thing. So anyway, let me get back to comments here. I did see that Buick, man. I did see your Buick sign set up with your car. That doesn't sound like a bad plan either, Randy. We'll fill in your freezer with walleye. So save the pull tabs. That's a good idea too, Big Job. No, there isn't, but it is actually called Acme. Acme Scrap. It was called Acme Scrap. I don't know if they've changed that or not, but it's literally called Acme, and it has been Acme forever. Even when I was a little kid, it was Acme. So it was Acme Iron and Metal. It was Acme Scrap. It's still Acme something. I don't know if they changed the name a little bit or not, but hey, there's Nate. But nope, I have not seen any coyotes at Acme, but it literally is called Acme. In fact, the gal that runs it, she was going to come out to the gathering, and she didn't. She got off late that day. But yeah, she was going to come out for lunch and hang out with us at the gathering, but just didn't get. They're open on Saturday morning, and she just didn't get out of there in time. So, good job, Buick, man. So yeah, and it's kind of funny. I mean, because I'm so used to it that until somebody makes a comment about like that was where's Wile E. Coyote, you don't really think about it because it's literally been Acme for so long that I don't even think about it being anything different or weird because it's just been Acme. So anyway. We do have a full slate tonight, as well as giving away the Hemi valve cover. David D's here. Badge, brochure. Oh man, the brochures, guys. I had an idea of doing me a little thinking up here, and I was like, I wonder if there's any brochures of this car in this era, in the late 50s, early 60s type thing. And it just, there again, it blew my mind. There wasn't a little bit, there was a lot, and it was killer. So we're gonna, the brochure tonight's nuts. So we've got a story time ready. It's not a long one. We'll probably squeeze it in here pretty quick. Honor Flights, that's great, Nate. Yeah, Honor Flights is a great charity too. In Hutch, where they save them up to go to Honor Flights. So So, and that's something to think about, guys. Obviously, with the comments that we've gotten on the can thing, you guys probably have some sort of a charity in your area that just smashing your cans and throwing them in a bag, and you think I have a bag a month. Time I smash them, I literally the cat food bags from feeding all the knuckleheads. I just start filling those. So if you have a couple beers at night, a couple Mountain Dews in the morning, after about a month, I've got a bag full. So it's like there's not a ton of weight there in aluminum. So whoa, coming in hot, supercharged super chat from Sean. Boom. Thanks, Sean, for the supercharged super chat. Boom. Thank you, Sean. So keep your eye out for those charities. That bag of cans, I don't even know what aluminum's worth. What's it going to bring? $5? Probably $3. But Glenn runs a metal yard too in Salina, and they pay extra for those Honor Flight cans. So there's Christine. So keep an eye out for that, because that bag of cans, it's not going to make or break you, But when they get trailers full of those cans, it's doing a lot of good. And just like Glenn said, they actually pay extra for the chair when they know they're the charity drops. So it's it's a good thing. And like I said, you may think your cans aren't a big deal. Hey, there's Charles. But your cans, and when those trailers get full, you throw a bag in, your neighbor throws a bag in, that trailer fills up, and it adds up, and it goes to do good things. So obviously, with all the feedback we got just off that comment, look in your area, see if there's some way you can help just by doing that. It doesn't take that long to smash a can and throw it in a bag, and start building them up. $700 to $1,000 a week is what they bring into Glenn. So if you think about that, and they're doing them for honor flights, if you just throw a dart at an average of $800 a week, that's $41,600 in a year. $40,000 to $50,000 for honor flights on the cans that come into Glenn that way. And the same thing going on here with cans for kids. So it's something to think about, guys. It's not, throwing them in the trash means more waste. It doesn't take that long to smash them and throw them in a bag, and keep an eye out for where you can just, I'm sure, do they have like big trailers like that, Glenn, around Salina or Nate and Hutch, where they can drop those off and fill them up and then bring them to you guys? Or is that what they do there? And we're talking about stuff that, it's better to do that than throw it away. It's not something you're going to reuse. So, several. So they have several trailers around Salina for that as well. So I bet there's more of that goes on. We see cans for kids. You see honor flights in Hutch and Salina. But I bet if you guys look around, I bet you can help make a difference just with your empty aluminum cans. If you just watch for a place where you can help somebody with them. So we got completely off on that topic from the Mountain Dew thing, but I'm glad I can't even remember who brought that up about the deposits on them, because obviously Motor Mark. I appreciate you bringing that up, Motor Mark, because then they said around Hutch too, they have them all over down there. So, and Abilene. So keep an eye out for those guys. It's stuff that you're not going to use. And obviously, from what Glenn just told us, it adds up. $40,000, $50,000 a year just comes into his facility to help honor flights. So it may not be a big deal to you, but the overall impact of everybody helping with a project like that obviously makes a huge difference. And since we got Glenn on here, we know exactly how much of a difference that can make when that stuff starts adding up. So anyway, let's have a Hudson badge. We'll keep on moving. I don't want to go completely off on that. But let me regroup here a little bit, grab a few things here. VFW shows go to the honor flights. Great. Okay. Let's catch a little story time. We missed it last week. We're going to go ahead and do it now and kind of get it squeezed in so that we don't forget. Then we're going to do a promo model. We're going to give away a Hemi valve cover. We're going to announce the new raffle courtesy of Steve. We got a few things to sell that Steve brought us, and we got a whole big pile of things. We'll see how far. We'll see what happens with auctions tonight. And but we haven't done story time in a week or two, so let's go ahead and get that done. I know Buick Man's going to get a kick out of this one. And the pictures aren't very good, but we're going to go with it anyway just because we haven't caught them. I just noticed something else interesting that I had not even noticed on this file, on the folder. Okay? So we'll see what's in the folder because I haven't looked. But the car we're going to talk about tonight is a 1968 Oldsmobile. I think it's even the, well, no, I don't, it looks about the same color, but I think this was blue. On this 1968 88 sedan, obviously that we had in the wintertime. So let's see what the file shows on this car. Now, I just noticed something on the file that at first kind of looked weird. Date sold 9/26 of 67. So this is probably the original jacket from when they sold this car new at the dealership. And then after Dad bought the car, he got the file on it. So he had all the records. So let's see what's in here. We do have some paperwork on this one, so let's see what we got. I haven't looked at it. So, hey, there's Austin. Hey, he's actually speaking up tonight instead of lurking in the shadows. Okay, yes, and we actually do have, wow, this is kind of cool. We do have the original paperwork on this car. September 26, 1967. 1968 Oldsmobile, and it was in blue. So it was kind of a lighter blue the way it looks. We have the original deal. And the original sales receipt. So John's familiar with them too. So let's see. Retail price $4,497.24. Tax $106.15. Total cash price $4,603.44. Trade-in of a 1959 Oldsmobile of $958.79. So obviously sold brand new right here at Dove Buick in 1967. Let's see if we can find when Dad bought it. Oh, we've still got some of the original paperwork. Service for delivery, road test, punch out key plugs. Dad said it got wrecked. They hit a pole and the pole landed on the roof. So, so yeah, we've got the original service for delivery, set auto choke, road test, and punch out key plugs. So, let's see here. We do not have the receipt from when Dad bought it. But the repair tickets are from 1983. So this was all going on while the house was going on. There goes a lot of hearts, digging the hearts. Spent Wednesday night and Thursday night redoing brakes and gas lines. Yep, that takes a lot of time. But at least you got it going. That's the important part. So we don't have the ticket from when Dad bought it, but let's see what we've got for repair tickets. $10 to repair the exhaust. And let's go through the repair order on here where Dad fixed this. Remember, they kept track of everything he did to it. They kept track of the labor and the parts on it. Mountain balance 4 tires. Hubcaps. Yes, it was R&R front end and bodywork. R&R timing chain. Put valve cover gaskets on it, lube oil filter, tune-up, plug wires, and a cap, dome light bulb, repair the fuel gauge, vacuum and recharge AC, repair exhaust, clean and buff, repair oil pan, safety inspection. So we did have to put a whole front clip on it. Hey, Duckster with the Wolverine Garage made it. So, it was wrecked, obviously, and needed a front clip. I bet so. But there's no ticket for the front end, so Dad must have traded for the front clip or something, which he did do a lot of that on used parts. So that was the big part of it, was the front clip and then put a timing gear and chain in it, because back then that was not uncommon to put timing gear and chain in cars on a regular basis. 73,000 miles in December of 83, which obviously corresponds with having snow in the pictures. So at 73,000 miles, it was about due for timing gear and chain. It was pretty common back then. So, hey, Kenny Peterson stopping by. So anyway, that was the big part of it, was the front clip. And then basic service and maintenance on the 68, 88 four-door. Oh, he got a parts car. Somebody he knew had a parts car that he got for free for hauling it off. So that explains why we don't have a lot of parts tickets. Dad found a 68 Olds that somebody didn't want, probably had a bad motor, and told him to haul the car off for free, so we had a free front clip. Farmer wanted it hauled off out of a field, okay? So it paid $55 for the car and got the parts car for hauling it off. So he had a little bit of money in paint and some basic supplies as far as timing gear and chain, valve cover gaskets, um, oil filter, Freon, things like that, but not much money. Because I mean, obviously, timing gear and chain, valve cover gaskets, that stuff isn't that expensive. Timing gear and chain set was $17, $6.50 for oil and filter. So yeah, not a lot of dollars here with having the front clip involved. 3 cans of Freon, 3 cans of R12 was $3.94, $4.10 with tax for 3 cans of Freon. So this one was a pretty good deal. When it was all said and done, he had, of course, this doesn't count labor, but $55 for the car, about $85 in other parts, and then the $10 muffler repair, and there was something else that was an outside repair. Oh, I think the safety inspection was $550. So about $16 in outside repairs, $85 in parts, $55 for the car. Parts car just had the time and going to get it. So he had $156.27 in it. In a complete, ready to go used car. And he sold it December 28th of 83 for $11.50. So that was a home run. A lot of time involved. Obviously had to go get the parts car, take the parts car apart, fix this car. So a lot of hours, but you got to remember, flat rate back then was probably, 12 or $14 an hour. So, a tech was probably making $5 an hour. So that all kind of, worked out pretty well when he had a parts car that needed to be hauled off. So anyway, but hey, that's why we do these. You guys have a lot of fun with it. It's interesting for me to get a look back. I mean, some of these cars I do remember, some of them I don't remember. Yeah, some of them weren't around all that long. I don't know how long this car was around, but when I look at all these tickets, okay, the earliest ticket was November 29th of 1983. So he probably bought the car in November and sold it 12/28. So yeah, because all these tickets are dated 12/13, 12/21, 12/23, 12/7. Boom! Kevin L. throwing up a supercharged super chat for story time. Thanks, Kevin L. Boom. Always appreciate that. It's super, super cool when you guys enjoy something and we're doing enough to hit specifically that segment with a super chat. Thanks, Kevin L. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Like I said, it's a trip back in time for me and Dad. But just, that's, and when you guys come out here, when you guys were here for the gathering, when Steve was here last week, this is where it all came from. We'll help you out of that, Buick, man. Just get a refill. All these repair orders, all these tickets, all these pictures that we look at, when you come out here and you guys have seen Dad's collection, this is how it got there. It all came from this, and you think about this all happened in a month. Now it happened in a month when he was still working full time, service manager at the Buick store, building the house in Glacier, which several of you saw, and December of 83 is when they closed that house in. So he closed the house. Hey, there's Mark. So they were building the house, working at service manager 5 days a week, and then every other Saturday. and did this car in a month. Put a front clip on it, fixed the roof, painted it, put timing gear and chain in it, tuned it up, put tires on it, and had it sold in a month. So, this is where it all came from, and this is where it all started. So, obviously it means a lot to me, and it's super cool that you guys are enjoying it to that extent, especially when you're throwing super chats specifically at story time. But we've still got a ways to go with them, and we've still got a lot of cool stuff to check out. So glad you guys are having a lot of fun with it and enjoying yourselves. Robert Badge. Thanks, Hubcap. Hit the like. Oh, yeah, in case you guys weren't here last week. In case you missed it last week, I'm going to show it to you again. If I can hold it up long enough. You guys want to see it again? I don't know if all you guys were on last week or if anybody missed it, but I'll show it to you again if you want to see it. Mark's ready. Kevin says definitely yes. Here it is, guys. The Duesenberg badge. If you missed it last week, here it is this week. And it's just as beautiful this week as it was last week. That doesn't even get in the ballpark of what I had to give for it, Dougster. David D hitting us up with a supercharged super chat. Boom. Thanks, David D. Poof. Supercharged super chat. Outstanding. Thanks, guys. I don't think you'd want to make a belt buckle out of it. Wigman, what are you doing? Man, you ain't seen you on in a while. We're not even in the ballpark of what I had to give for it. We talked about them last week. There's a very poor reproduction on eBay that is not nearly as detailed as this. Not nearly as detailed. And they're 700. These are the ones they put on cars. The one on these is actually has studs on it. These bolt directly to the firewall. These are the badges they are using on the cars. There's one on eBay that does not have studs. You've got to glue the badge on. The letters are all janky, and they're 700. That doesn't sound like any fun, Wickman. I love it, Kenny. Steve got to see it in person. All right. I tell you what I want to do. Another thing we didn't get to last week was we didn't get to the accessory I promised you guys that we had. So I want to share that with you because I think you guys will get a kick out of that. I picked it up at an auction a week and a half ago. I got it out, and we didn't get to it last week. So let's go ahead and squeeze that in. And then we need to give this valve cover away here in a little bit. So, yep, I was excited about it, Dougster, no doubt. So I wanted to share this, guys, with you last week. We didn't get to it. That's why I want to squeeze it in now because I think it's hilarious. And we talked about this. I'm going to kind of try to keep mixing stuff up. Obviously, bounce around a bit on kind of how we do things just to kind of make it more interesting. And something I wanted to add was old accessories, kind of like when we do the promo or a brochure. We've come up with old accessories. We're going to work those in as well, because sometimes the accessories, that gas station sushi conversation is almost making me making my stomach upset just listening to the conversation. Reynolds only pays for gas station pizza. I can see that. That's why you call him Bad Chad, right? But, some gas station pizza ain't bad. I mean, Casey's does not have bad pizza. I know Reynolds ain't gonna step it up for you, Neil. I know he ain't gonna hook you up on anything good. But if you can get like some Casey's pizza squeezed in, that's okay. Of course, not when it's all weak, but so anyway, you guys that aren't familiar with us, bangshift.com, Chad Reynolds, Bangshift, Wickman's on there, Neil's on there, great group of guys. And we got to give Reynolds a bad time as much as possible. That's true, Wickman. I can't argue that point. I'm gonna go with you on that. I've had Hunt Brothers, and you are correct, Mundo. I'm gonna go with that on the Hunt Brothers too. So check out bankshift.com as well, guys, just in case you haven't been over there. He tried to send it to me. He put it in Dropbox, and I couldn't. He put it in his Dropbox and gave me his password. It wouldn't let me in because it flagged me, obviously logging in from a different device, and it wanted a separate, and it was emailing him the login code, so I couldn't get to it. But Chad Reynolds, Neil, and I may have taken the tourist wagon for a spin and made some poor decisions and had fun, but that's all right. It was fun, but I have not gotten it yet because I couldn't get into his Dropbox. I shut my Dropbox off because it kept saying it was full and kept trying to make me subscribe and upgrade, and I never put anything in it, but it kept telling me it was full, and I just deleted it because I was so sick of dealing with it. But anyway, accessories, guys. I hope you like this idea. We're always trying different things. I like accessories because sometimes they worked, sometimes they didn't. And when we find this stuff, it's always cool to check it out. Tonight, we have something that we've all heard of, but maybe not have all seen. If you're running late, you're trying to get to the office, you overslept, and you just don't have time to shave, well, you could get the Remington Blue Streak electric shaver in 6-volt. Yes, and it shows it using it right here in the car. Looks like late 30s era, probably. Like I said, I just found this a week and a half ago at an auction. I thought it was pretty cool. Model 6-110 for 6-volt or 110. Remington brand, Bridgeport, Connecticut. So I'm guessing based on that graphic, late 30s era. So we'll see what we got here. Oh, that sounds like, no, I want pizza. Dougster maybe definitely want pizza. That's true, Wigman. There you go thinking again. Look at 12 volt, you're done twice as fast. So yes, it's here. Let's check it out. Here it is, all still literally packed in the box. The Remington Blue Streak. So what do we got here? I haven't unboxed it yet. So let's see. Okay, there's our 110 cord. This thing is still taped up, guys. This still has tape around the sheath that holds it. The sheath did split, but it is still taped up. Look at that plug. Holy cow. Right, exactly. Before distracted driving was really a thing. So here, let's see. I don't know what this is. It's like a guide. I don't know. Whoops, it's got a little brush. Oh, it's got paperwork too. Before you shave, please read the instruction booklet. Holy cow, that's crazy, Dougster. Okay, here we go. Please read this before you shave. It still even has this shaver power stick in it. What's this? Remington Rand Service Station or your dealers. Oh, I think it's got a date. Perfect. Revised. 3/1 of 46. I can see that happening, Dougster. Absolutely. Revised 3/1 of 46. So this was probably something that was developed in the early 40s. Hey, Billy Muffin stopping by. All right. Special instructions. In your home, in your car. All right, guys, let's take a look at it. Here is our cord with our lighter adapter. It looks like somebody tried to tape it back together. But there it is. I don't know if it was damaged here. It's got a bunch of tape on it right here. But it does say Remington 6-volt or 110 right on it. So there it is. The Remington 6-volt Blue Streak electric shaver in original pouch with original literature. Plug it in and try it. I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, I know what they did. I know what happened. Looky here. I bet this is why this is all taped up. Somebody probably they were trying to use this in the car. Because look, remember this plug here? There goes the hearts. I bet, yes, this plugs in here. And, I mean, you can see that is just 3 basic prongs. So that probably didn't hold very tight. So I bet somebody was trying to use this in the car. So they taped this so they hit a bump and pull it out. Hearts are still going. I seriously bet that's why they put tape on this. So they didn't, plug this into the dash, be shaved away, hit a bump, boom. Then you're trying to scramble, trying to find the cord, trying to get it plugged in because you're already late for work, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. So, yeah, I bet that's what the tape was for, just to keep it from pulling out while you're trying to use it. So, anyway. Oh, the original plastic cover's in there, too. So, anyway, there it is. We'll tuck it all back away here. In its original box, for the Remington 6-volt Blue Streak electric shaver. What are you doing over there, cat? What are you doing, weirdo? A few more hearts. So what do you guys think about squeezing some stuff in like that? Is it cool? Is it not cool? When we find stuff like that, we want to just kind of work an accessory section in. What do you guys think? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Is it cool? Is it not cool? Definitely cool. Perfect. I just thought it was something neat. You know, like I said, we're going to kind of mix stuff up as we can and work things in. Thumbs up from Kenny. I'm taking that's a cool JP because it's got the cool glasses on. So perfect. Glad you guys like it. Like I said, I got it at that auction. I thought it was neat. I've got some other variations of car razors. Michael likes it. Sanders is giving us a thumbs up. So, but I don't have that one, but I've got some other similar type things. But I hadn't seen this one. I was like, that's kind of neat and kind of different. So. Huh, that's weird, Dougster. Yeah, straight razor. That's kind of crazy. Jeff's digging it. Big Job likes it. Like I said, you know, and I've got those old accessories. Like I said, some of this stuff didn't work. Some of it did. And it's kind of cool. Some of it we'll see, you know, evolves into stuff today. And some of it you say, what in the heck were they thinking? But back then, that's what you did. You did what you had to do. You worked with it and went with it. So anyway, let's should we give away this Hemi valve cover? You guys ready to do that? And then do you guys want to do auctions tonight? What do you want to do, cat? Hey, kitty cat. Yes to both. How about a Hudson badge? All right. Get my notepad ready. Now we actually drug this out for 2 months because of the gathering. We had some really screwed up weekends. So we started this in May, but we didn't wrap it until now. So I'm going to burn through the entries from the last couple of months. And then we're going to draw for it. So some of you guys are in here a couple times because some guys did jump in at the end of May and then again in June. So Kevin L., David D., Austin, McCoy, Sean, Big Job, Dennis Chapman, Austin McCoy, Big Job, David D, John Sanderson, Motor Mark, Tim B, and Ron Levesque. That's who I had in for this month. So we're going to give the valve cover away, and then we're going to give away some entries into next month's raffle as well. So without further ado, let's give this thing away. You can get it to your house, get it painted however you want, and get it hung up in your man cave. We see a bunch of those names we just talked about in there ready to go. Actually, look like a bunch of blank ones. They're all backwards. There's some you can see names on. So let's do it. Drum roll. That's right, Dougster. And the winner is, I think I got it down to one, David D. David D. adding the Hemi valve cover to his collection. Congratulations, David D. There you go. Let's have a Hudson badge for David D. All right, now we're going to give away 10 entries into the next raffle. And remember, Steve Trendy is all your best friend when we get to the next raffle here just shortly. So David D is out. He's not eligible for entries, free entries into next month, but I bet he really doesn't care. Good try, Dougster. I mean, going in for next month is Motor Mark. Motor Mark starting off next month's raffle. Going in 10 times to start off the July raffle. And you know what that means. We got to start off a new raffle. Ready to go for July. Now, remember, I said Steve hooked you guys up. So, courtesy of our good friend Steve Trendy, are you guys ready for the July raffle? Hey, Steve. I figured that one would get your attention. That's right, another drum roll. Are you guys ready for this? Because this is cool. I also kind of wanted to keep it, but I've already got a couple of them. Anybody like porcelain around here? Any porcelain fans that hang out on here? Maybe, possibly. We all do, I think. Yeah, that's right, duh. All right, guys. I said Steve hooked you up. Steve hooked you up. The July raffle. Sinclair pump plate. And it's old. What do you think of that? No porcelain dolls. Porcelain pump plates. It's a great piece. Yeah. I love these. If I didn't already have a couple, I may have had to steal this, but and say I lost it or something. But Steve brought it for you guys. That's what we got to do. So it's a great piece. Unless I still lose it in the next week or two. Lose it. Yeah, it's cool. So, huge shout out to Steve for hooking us up with this. It's going to be a great raffle piece. These things are getting so hard to buy. We haven't done one in quite a while, so I thought it was an awesome addition that he brought this for us. Hearts are still flowing. That's great. And it's super cool. I'll hang it so we don't block Heather all the time. But we got to send this to David D this week, so we'll get that headed out and get that hung up. Hearts are still going. Taking it, that means you dig it. I know I dig it. It's cool. So anyway, guys. See, Steve, everybody's excited. You done hooked us up. We appreciate it, buddy. I still got my notepad out. We need to fill out the rest of this notepad, or are we going to go on to something else? So we've got badge, promo, brochure, auctions. What do we want to do? Hubcap. Forgot about the hubcap. We ain't done that yet either. So all kinds of stuff. What do you think? Duxter's ready for auctions. Okay. Is that the general consensus? Add a few pieces to your guys' collections tonight. Mark's ready. Okay. Let me go ahead and get regrouped, and we'll start kicking some stuff off here. Oh, auction and the promo. Okay, we'll do the promo right after the auction. Okay. As always, I'll hold up a piece. We'll talk about that piece. We'll talk about that car. We may point out any damage. We may give you some dimensions on some of this stuff so you know what we're talking about. As we're doing the description, if it's something you're interested in, go ahead and throw a bid out there just to at least I know that you have interest in that piece and get things rolling. Once I get done with the description, we will put it on a timer. I keep my cell phone right here. We will go 90 seconds unless it's a flash auction, which is only 60. I will tell you when 30 seconds has passed. I will tell you when 60 seconds has passed. And then when this phone hits 130, I will announce the winner based on what I see on my screens. YouTube, Facebook, I have both monitors up. So you maybe hear me announce a bid that you don't see. It's because it could be on the other format. And we got a few people over on Facebook ready to go. So you never know when they may jump into the game. So keep that in mind as well. Shipping, unless otherwise noted, shipping is included in the 48 states. However, if you just buy one or two little small things, I will probably hold that till we get enough to justify shipping it. You know, it's about $8 or $10 to ship anything anymore. So if you have a $12 or $14 piece, I got to wait to get something to go with that to ship it. So now that pump plate's not that heavy. They're not very thick. So they're not very heavy. So anyway, let's go ahead and kick this show off. We got all kinds of stuff here. We got some cool pieces from Steve that he brought. We're going to sell here in a minute as well. But we'll start off with a couple smaller things just so you guys can get a feel for where the delay is. It would be a good time to go ahead and hit that refresh button. Make sure you are current and up to speed. There is a delay. Everybody has a delay. Some of it's a few seconds. Some of it can be 20 or 30 seconds. So keep that in mind as well. Jim's ready in Mississippi as well. So, all right. At the auction a week and a half ago, I've got a couple of lots of these that I want to share with you guys to see what you think. There's just so much cool stuff in them. There's no way you're going to be able to get to all of them. And they're not high dollar pieces. So we'll go ahead and start off with a group of them now and maybe squeeze one or two more in, but they're super cool. We're going to start off with a Popular Science from December of 42 and a Popular Mechanics from October of 40. Like I said, there's nowhere to start or stop in these things. We're going to point out a few cool things. This one is 1940 with this old bulldozer on the front. Obviously pre-war. So obviously things were starting to happen. The U.S. was not in the war at that point, but so much cool stuff in these magazines. Reshaping the World. Check out these ships, tanks. I mean, war was coming. We just didn't know at what extent or to what level. Balloons. And there are this is about 150 pages in this one. And the ads are great too. Now the Popular Science is going with it. December of 42. Man from the Farm's here. This is 240 pages. Champion spark plugs. Beer, cigarette, and outboard engine ads. Well, these have cigarette ads on them, and I'll show you those as well. But like I said, there's just so much, 200 plus pages. Accessories, handy aids for the auto owner. Ooh, look at this. Fighter bombers or dual purpose attackers. So, we're going to sell you a pair of these. Well, if there's anybody interested in them, there's a lot of cool stuff in them, but no bids yet. But cigarette ads, Camels on the back of this one. And Chesterfields on the back of this one. Can we win the battle in the Atlantic? I don't know, Dougster. Sean starting us off at 20. And let me go ahead and get my phone woke up here and get the timer going. And there we go. And I'm going to make some notes on these. But yeah, just super cool pieces. You know, I mean, 85, 86 years old now. There's just so much stuff to see in these things. 30 seconds gone. Sean at 20. John Anderson, you still out there with us? All right. I got a GMC piece coming up. 1 minute gone. I think so, Jeff. Sean at 20. It looks like he's about the only one on him. And those going to Sean for 20. And I think, Kevin comes in at 32 too late. So just missed it by a second. That's all right. We got a couple more of those lots coming. I have like I said, I got a small handful of these, and they're all super cool. Sean at 20. Kevin missed it by just a second. But you know what that means. Kevin now knows exactly when to shoot for the rest of the night. Got to keep that in mind, too. Start off another piece that's not a real high dollar piece, but I know somebody's going to like it. For our badge friends, I think this is 55 Chevy on the trunk. Plastic's faded, but it's not broke out. Chrome has some pits, but there again, it's not broke. It has the lip on the bottom where you would stick your fingers up to grab it. So this is trunk. I think it's 55. So just a cool original used piece. Obviously, anybody restores a car, they put a new one on. But for somebody who wants to hang it in the garage or put it on a drawer for like a drawer pull, you've got this lip here, something like that, or ways to lift something up. It does still have the mounting studs intact, so you could bolt this back onto something and actually use it as a lift like you did on a trunk lid. It is 13 inches long. John at 20. And about 2.5 high. So about 13 inches long, 2.5 high. John starting us off at 20, and away we go on the 55 Chevy trunk ornament. $30 seconds gone. John at 20. David D got one last year. 1 minute gone. Coming down to the wire, looks like John might be our only guy on this one. And that's it. We're going to mark it to John at 20. Okay. Stay right there with us, John. Because the next piece, you said you wanted something GMC. Well, I found something GMC. And we haven't done anything like this yet tonight. We haven't done any caps yet tonight, so let's do a GMC cap. This is an old painted cap. It's scuffed. It's dinged. But those are the ones that look great in your man cave because they tell a story. I think this is a half ton. It was painted kind of an off-white or a gray. The letters were red. You can see where it's got some scuffs, scratches, dings, dents. But there again, still hangs up, looks cool. You see the GMC on it. You could repaint it if you wanted to make it pop more, or you can just leave it the way it is and let it tell its story. This one is 10 inches across. So I believe it is a half-ton cap. It looks, the 3/4 tons were a little bit larger than that. So Ford or AMC Rambler. We had a Rambler piece last week, man. I don't think I got any more tonight, but we'll see what we got on this other stuff. 15 with John, and away we go on the timer on the GMC cap. $20 with Steve. $21 with John. Coming up on the 30-second mark. 30 seconds gone. $25 with Steve. Hey, there's Leo stopping by. 30 with John. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Ticking away, coming down to the end. John at 30. 33 with Kevin Brown. And that does it. Kevin Brown at 33. John had a 34, but it was a couple seconds too late. Remember what we said, guys? Kevin now knows exactly when to shoot. And he did. That came in like at 127. Kevin Brown at 33. All right. Yeah, that's right. Like I said, when Kevin missed that first one by like 1 second, it's like, if he wants it now, guys, you guys are in trouble. That's just all there is to it. No problem, John. I'll find something else here sometime soon. We'll get some more stuff rounded up for you. We'll find some more GMC pieces. We haven't done any plates tonight. Let's do it. Actually, I'm gonna show you. We're gonna do an early plate because we like doing early plates. Then we got some killer plates, courtesy of Steve, that he dropped off this week. So the next plate we're gonna do 98 years old, Kansas. We've done a few 28s in the past. I know some of you guys already have them, but this one still has a good presentation. We still see a lot of the blue on this 1928 Kansas. Now, this is kind of an odd size. It's got a couple of extra holes in it that shouldn't be there. So, but these are almost 15 inches. 10 with Dougster by about 5 1/4. So kind of an odd size, but this plate does really present well. Duckster starting us off at 10, and away we go on the 1928 plate. 25 with Steve. 12 with Christine. I've got Steve at 25, and we're off and rolling. 26 with Duckster. 27 with Glenn. 28 with Steve. 30 seconds gone. 28 with Duckster. 30 with Duckster. There we go. 35 with Steve. 37. I see you over there, Michael, but we're already past you. 37 with Duckster. 39. 1 minute gone. I'm watching for you, Michael. It just got run past too quick. 36 with Michael. We're already at 39 over here. 42. 42 with Steve. We're coming down to the wire. We got a few seconds left. 50 with Duckster. 43 with Glenn. Duckster at even 50. And that will do it. Duckster at 50. All right, that was fun. It was going on everywhere. Holy cow. We almost got to our 1,000 chats just on that auction alone, I think. But, guys, speaking of license plates, I wanted to kind of get you warmed up on plates because Steve brought us some killer plates. I love these plates. I've got them, but I've never sold any because I've only got a couple of them. I'm sure if you're in Michigan, I'm sure you can probably find them, but they are so great that, you know, I usually don't see them around here. I actually got some from the guy we got our brochures from, but obviously I was keeping them because they're so cool. And being as how 4th of July is next week, 250th anniversary of the United States, and these are beautiful plates. We have 2 matched sets, courtesy of Steve. There again, Steve took care of us, guys. You gotta give him some love because, like I said, Steve is now, I know, all your best friend because of that. Wait till you see what he donated to the auction tonight because these things are beautiful. These are the 1976 200th anniversary of the United States Michigan plates. We have 2 sets. They will be choice. The high bidder can take one or the other or both if they so choose. If the high bidder wants them both at 2 times the money, they can take them both, or then we'll sell the set that they don't choose. These are both matched pairs. These are embossed and painted. You look at the back of these, this is all stamped in here. The stars are stamped in here. The flags are stamped in here. All the letters are stamped. Look at the back. This is all stamped in the plates. Beautiful colors on the red, white, and blue. These are just knockout plates. And we have 2 sets of them. So I thought about doing one and then doing one later. Like, you know what? It's 4th of July next week. 250th anniversary. These plates are officially 50 years old. Holy cow. Makes me start to feel old. But you can take your choice if there's a number that you prefer over the other one. The 4 stars represent the 4 country flags that flew over Michigan. Okay, did not know that. So here you go. One pair or the other or both at 2 times the money. Who's going to start us off? Let's get this one going. And here we go on these beautiful 1976 Michigan plates. 30 with Sanderson. 50 with Sean. Yeah, if you're, that's what I said. If you're up there, you've probably got them. But when I first saw them, I was extremely impressed with them. 50 was Sean. And obviously you guys like them too, because there's some big numbers swinging out there right out of the gate. You can pick one or the other or both at 2 times the money. 30 seconds gone. If you only want one set, then we'll sell the other set. But Sean coming out there swinging. But they are super cool. They are, I mean, they are great. I didn't polish them or anything. This is exactly how Steve brought them to me, and they look this good. $58 with Michael. 1 minute gone. Michael Gagola at 58. Keeping a close eye on this one. We're getting close to the end. $75 was Sean right at the 130 mark. I knew that was going to happen. $75 was Sean at literally the 130 minute, at the 130 mark. So you want one set, both sets? What do you want, Sean? Both. Well, that was easy enough. They are beautiful, though. Like I said, when I first saw the sets that I got, I was like, and I've got a couple sets of them, but I just kept them. Thanks, Sean. That made it easy. We'll mark them to you. Okay. Yeah. Let's do a few more of these magazines. These are Science and Mechanics from spring, well, from 1943. We have Spring 43, Summer 43, and Fall 43. These are not as thick as the other ones. 160 pages. About 160 pages in these. But there again, some super killer World War II stuff. The first one, Spring. Aerosled carries riflemen, ammunition, and supplies to the battlefields of Russia. Rubber boats for the fighting men. Wow, I didn't realize only half the states had actual bicentennial plates. Operating an engine lathe. You know, the crazy part about it is these lathes are probably still working and better than any lathe you could probably buy today. So, obviously, I don't want to spend all day in these things. Let's check out the Summer of 43. Great covers on these. This next cover is a knockout. Lots of old killer ads. Hey, Dean's back, man. X-Ray made her back tonight. Bloodhounds of the air, safeguard America's coasts. Lots of machine stuff in here. The ABCs of electronics. That's true, John. Even the magazines cared about how they did this stuff. Home training in electricity, radio, television, and electronics. And the third one, you're getting 3 issues in this group. This is really cool. The cover on this thing is amazing. You will fly your own helicopter. That is a lot of lathe, Dougster. 12 foot, that is massive. Check out this helicopter. There again, we are in 1943. You will fly a helicopter. Check these things out. That there was some newfangled technology in 1943. How to build your own motorbike, getting fuel, check out the gas station. That's right, Igor Sigorsky says. So anyway, guys, like I said, we could spend all night in any of these bags. They have classified ads in here too. Most of it is from companies, but they do have some classified ads in here. Anyway, we got to keep moving. We'll be here all night going through these things. But check these things out. Science and Mechanics from 1943. 3 issues. Who's going to get us rolling on these? I'm trying to get the time right. Hey, there's Waycamp. Nice. It probably works better than anything you could get today. All right. 3 issues, 1943 Science and Mechanics, including the helicopter and the aero sled issues. And away we go on these. I'm going to look and see what we're going to do next. $30 seconds gone. No bids yet. Maybe we should have not sold these. $15 with Waycamp. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. $16 with Anderson. 20 with Kevin Brown. Just about ready to wrap this up. Kevin Brown at 20. And that does it. Kevin knows what to do now. Kevin Brown at 20. Let's see. Why don't we... Why don't we do this? Go! 60 seconds. Flash auction on whatever this plate is. It's got a cool package, I can tell you that. Kansas Motor Vehicle Registration 20 with John Anderson. 35 with Christine. Coming up on the 30-second mark. 36 with Anderson. 30 seconds gone. We're halfway there. Going fast on this one. 36 with John Anderson. 42 with Christine. Not quite there yet, but we're getting real close to the end. About ready to wind this one down. Christine at 42, and that will do it. Christine at 42. All right, do we open it? You want to see the envelope? (1961) trailer. Now that I know what it is, I can write it on my sheet. It is cool. The envelope's great too. I don't know, eating popcorn's not always a bad plan either, John. Oh, I got something else laying here. Still laying here on the desk. We'll see if you guys are interested in it. Anybody need a shaver? We could sell this. You guys interested in it? If not, I'll put it on my shelf, but it's still laying here on the desk. So either I got to move it or I put it away or I got to sell it. What are we going to do? Kevin at 20. It's got to be a little better than 20, though, I think. I'm not sure what the Tonawanda ones are, Weston. I've got a few 454 valve covers, but I'm not sure what they are. So we've already looked at this. So what do you guys think? Do we want to sell it? It would need to be a little bit more than 20, not a lot more, but what do you guys think? Opinions, thoughts? Yes, no? Okay. What? Mega Reserve, cast aluminum. I do have a set of factory cast aluminum ones, I think, in a trailer. Yeah, I may have some of those. I'd have to look and see again. I tell you what, if we started at 30, we'll sell it. Is that fair? We want to start it at 30 and then we sell it? Or should we just put it back on the shelf? Too dangerous. It could be. Yes, no, maybe. Apparently no. All right, we'll find a couple more things to squeeze in tonight. We haven't done any horn buttons tonight. That would be a bad thing, Christine. We haven't done a horn button, and the one I got next is the whole horn ring. So I guess we can do that as a unit. What the heck, right? It needs to be recentered. I just didn't even mess with it. I cleaned it up a little bit. But we're just going to show you the whole shooting match. For Mercury, he's off center a little bit, but that's all right. He'll be easy to straighten back out. This is a 64, I think. The ring's got some pits in it, but the Mercury Man still are kind of suspended like a lot of these horn buttons are. The ring's not broke, but it is pitted up. But we got our Mercury Man horn button. You can just leave it in the display. Take the button out and put just the button in your display. But you've got the Mercury Man right there in the middle of it. Nice and clear, kind of suspended in the acrylic, and looks pretty cool. So anyway, let's do the Mercury horn. We'll just sell the whole horn ring deal with the button. All right, here we go. Uh, 64. 20 with Kevin L. $30 seconds gone. $24 with Mark. 23 David D. I got 24 with Mark. 25 with David D. One minute gone. $31 with Mark. And that does it. 31 with Mark Kirk. Nothing wrong with that, Hubcat. We haven't done a can yet tonight. And I got a few of these little handy oilers here recently, but I got some really cool ones. So we'll do one of these and see what you guys think of it. This one, not a real common one, for the Kindle General Purpose Oiler. This one's kind of neat. Home, office, shop. Still has the little plastic cap on the top of it. Kindle General Purpose Oil lubricates, cleans, protects, fights rust. Now, these are the smaller cans. They display real nicely. It is great colors for sure. Just under 4 inches tall. So it's almost 4. Sounds good, Duxter. Glad you were here tonight. 2 1/4 by about 1.125 inches. So on the Kindle Handy Oiler, or General Purpose Oiler, let's roll with that one, and then we'll see where we're at for the evening. Here we go. 10 with Kevin L. $30 seconds gone. Kevin at 10. I thought this was a little bit better than that. But we're not done yet. We're just about to the 1 minute mark. 30 seconds left to go. If anybody else is going to jump in on this one. 12 with Kevin Brown. And that does it. Kevin Brown at 12. Kevin Bell came back at 15. It was 2 seconds too late. I thought that was coming. I was watching for it, and it just didn't get here in time. So we'll add that to Kevin Brown's pile. All right, guys. We are, we're almost 2 hours already. We still want to catch the promo and brochure yet tonight, so we'll probably go ahead and squeeze those pieces in. We may save the badge for next week. It's a killer badge. We need a badge right now, actually, though. It was definitely meant for a man named Kevin, one way or the other. That's true. Christine wants more? A few more? Okay, what do we want to... Let's see here. We'll do one or two more real quick. How about we do... Oh, come here. Wake up, phone. How about we do another motorcycle plate? 60 seconds, go. Brand new. I don't know what it is. That's what you're going to get. 60 seconds, brand new motorcycle plate. I'm sure Big Job probably has all the rest of them to go with it because he buys them all. So we'll see what happens on the motorcycle plate. 24 with Christine. Wow, Jim had a really late bid over here on Facebook on the can of 12, but it was too late on it as well. 30 seconds gone. Christine at 24. Because I was watching Facebook just at the end of that one, Jim, and we missed it. It wasn't there yet. 24 with Christine. We're coming down to the wire on this one, just about ready to wrap it up. 24 with Christine. And that does it. Christine at 24. There was Big Job at 40. I knew you were in there. I was waiting. I was watching. Hey, Maggie's on with us. I was waiting for you, Big Job, and it was too late. I was sitting there. I was like, keep an eye on both. And Michael Glagola at 28. Everybody was shooting. They were all too late. I was keeping an eye on that close. I knew that was going to happen. And Big Job and Michael both came in a couple seconds too late. Christine barely snuck that out of there. Holy cow. Open it. $71. They are cool. They really are. Man, I can't believe how lucky Christine got on that one, though, with Michael and Big Job both coming in like 2 seconds after the end. And they both would have got her. But sometimes that's the way it works. What else do we want to do? 10-second lag. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. We got a whole bunch of stuff. I just don't know what we want to do that's going to be fun. Let's yeah, what the heck? We can do another horn button. I think we've done one of these in the past, but man, this thing is nice. You need a button? We'll do a button. So I think we've done one of these. It looks familiar, but this thing is beautiful. I don't know if the last one we did was this nice or not, but this thing is nice. We'll give you a Hudson badge, though. We'll do that. It's marked. Somebody wrote 53 on the back of it, so I'm going to go with that and say it's 53 on this Plymouth horn button. Look at the shine on this thing. That's just on the edge. And then look at the ship. Look at the depth of the ship in this thing. It is dished. This is actually dished out. We can see on the back where the ship is actually molded into the plastic, and then it's painted gold. And I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. It's kind of almost a bronze. But the detail in the ship, I'm going to hold it up here close on YouTube, and then we'll do it on Facebook so you guys can see this thing. But look at the detail in the ship, how clear it is with the coloring of kind of the bronze and the gold. It's crazy cool. So hopefully you on Facebook can see it too. Well, there we go. I think I got some good angle on it there where you can kind of see the detail in the ship on this thing. I don't know. Is anybody else seeing repeats on chats? I'm not on my end, but so this thing's pretty cool. John at 15. It is just under 3 inches. It is Plymouth. 53 Plymouth. So there it is. Good looking piece. It is very beautiful. And here we go. Sean at 30. "30 seconds gone." Holy shit, it's cool. That's right, Michael, it is. Coming up on that 1 minute mark. 1 minute gone. I've got Sean at 30. Everybody thinks it's cool. It's going to be curious to see what happens. We're ticking away. We're working our way towards the end. Here we go. We've got Sean at 30. I'm keeping an eye all the way around to see what's going to happen here in just a few seconds as we get ready to wrap this one up. 37, 40. Couple seconds left to go. 42. And that does it. 42 with Sean. I figured that was going to happen, and it did. Kevin L came back at 45. 42 with Sean. It was beep, boop, boom, and it was over. Wow. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and catch the promo and the brochure because, yeah, we are 2 hours in. So that was fun. Had a great time with all that, guys. I'm glad you guys had a blast. And we are definitely going to get some stuff headed out to you guys this week. So, I think we'll do the promo and the brochure, and then we'll save the badge and the cap and that stuff for next week. But like I said, we'll mix stuff up. We'll kind of do what we feel like, when we feel like it, if we feel like it, and how we feel like it. My notes caught up here. And tonight's promo is somewhat related to one of the cars that came in this week. If you guys remember, Tim brought a 79 Sedan DeVille in. Well, a couple weeks ago, I picked up little Skelly. Yes, I do still have Skelly cans, John. If you want some, just add them to your payment and let me know. I do still have some of the little Skelly cans. So I actually got the promo a couple weeks ago. Then Tim brought a similar car in this week when he dropped off the 79 Cadillac. Tonight's promo, we have the 1978 Coupe DeVille in Mediterranean blue. This thing's a beauty. This is basically the same thing as the 79 promos that Dad had when I was a kid. I don't think you're too far off there, Big Job. There goes the hearts already for the Cadillac. The 79s that we had and still have, basically identical cars. This one does say 78. It is. Condition-wise, this thing is great. There's a little bit of chrome loss on the back bumper back here, but that's really about all I see as far as damage-wise. Sunroof. These were actually painted. These were molded in white. We have a white bottom on them. We have white interiors, and then the cars were painted based on the various colors. The 79s were the same way. This even still has the hood ornament on it. Hearts are still going. But good looking piece. Obviously, it does still have bumper fillers. That's a good point, Dean. That's a very good point. I hadn't thought about that. It does still have its bumper fillers. One of the few. So, but some of the interesting stuff, if we look at, this is a 78, and we do see catalytic converter. So, pretty good looking promo, great condition, was super excited to buy it, and thought it was appropriate since Tim brought us a 79 out this week. Check out the 78 Coupe DeVille promo in Mediterranean blue. And it is kind of a deep ocean blue, so I can see why they called it Mediterranean that year. Now, we'll catch the brochure, and then we'll probably go ahead and call it for tonight. The brochure is going to take a few minutes. And there again, like I tell you guys, every time I open a box of brochures, my mind is blown. I don't know, we were so lucky that Carrie thought of us to be the caretaker of this collection, to be able to share it with you, to be able to use it in the videos. And tonight is going to be no exception. So this all started with, I think they were 15, if I remember correctly. Is that what I told you guys, 15 on the little Skelly cans? And in case anybody else still wants some, this is what they are. If you want some for 15 a piece, just add them to your payment. They will probably need cleaned up. I'm not going to send you one that's missing all the paint, but they will need to be cleaned up a little bit. Most of them will. So if you want some more, if you've got one and you want some more, or if you didn't get any last time, I do still have some of these in stock at 15 a piece. And some of these are still full. I drain them before I ship them, but they are cute little cans. Oil derricks on them around the bottom, like a lot of the Skelly cans had. So yeah, they're cool. So anyhow, need to move the shaver. I know since we didn't sell it. So how tonight's brochure came about. Yeah, I think yours is still here, Hubcap. I think it's laying out on the shipping bench because you haven't won anything else since. So, but yeah, it's laying out there ready to go. Raffles $1 a chance. $5 you're in the can 5 times, $10, 10 times, etc., etc. So, how tonight's brochure came about. Looking at, I know some of you guys do subscribe to Old Cars. I do some auction reporting and have done some articles for them in the past. And we talk about Old Cars Weekly on here quite a bit. They are one of the most diverse publications out there. You literally don't get your new episode or new issue and wonder what kind of what color the 69 Camaro is in this month in this issue. So I was flipping through an issue that's actually a couple weeks old. Yes, I do, Sean. I was waiting until this week, and I had a hunch you guys would probably end up with something, and so it'll all go out here tomorrow or Tuesday. But yep, it's all here ready to go, and I will get it on the way here in the next day or two. So I'm going through this issue of Old Cars, and they had a killer article on a 61, I believe, Imperial. And I got to thinking, I wonder if I've got Imperial brochures. Because Imperials were pretty cool. I mean, Imperial was their own brand. They were meant to compete with Cadillac and Lincoln. Chrysler, they weren't even branded as Chrysler. They were Imperials. So I was like, I wonder if I've got any Imperial stuff in there in that late 50s, early 60s window. So I go get the Chrysler box out, going through the Mopar brochures. Holy cow. I have like almost every year of the Imperial brochures. But, and I'm going to do the Imperial brochure tonight. But when I flipped over most of these Imperial brochures, and this is the even crazier part, not only do we have all these amazing Imperial brochures, I'd flip the packet over, and there'd be 300 letter car brochures in them. So tonight, we're going to take a look at the 1957 Imperial. So, this is obviously a big brochure. But they were big cars, they were luxurious cars, and they wanted to make a statement even with the brochures. So we open it up, and the first page is literally rice paper, like a protective coating. Why is your heart beating so fast? Yeah, I know. Before you get to the car itself. Finest expression of the forward look, obviously in the late 50s. Chrysler utilizing the forward look campaign and in designs. As we get into the brochure, superbly styled in a modern motif of brilliant originality. Preeminently distinctive with a fresh, new note in every detail of design. Excitingly smart, with exclusive charm and good taste that will be appreciated by those who love fine possessions. Highlighting the Imperial Crown Convertible. Look at that beauty. Exquisitely appointed to satisfy the discriminating taste of those for whom the Imperial was especially created and designed. Brochure just woke you up along with your ice cream. This thing is amazing. The artwork, the design, the detail. This is what they put into the brochure. They wanted to make sure that when you took this home and laid it on the table next to your Cadillac and your Lincoln brochure, that this thing stood out. The Imperial LeBaron, the flagship of the great Imperial fleet of fine cars for 1957. Notably superior in excellence of its engineering, the exclusiveness of its design, and the individuality of its performance. That's right, John. This was pure class. I mean, this was as good as it got. They were going head to head with Cadillac and Lincoln. Well, and actually in '57 with Continental. In '57, Continental was its own brand. So this was literally, except Continental was strictly a coupe, where Imperial was a full line. No, Christine was a '58 Plymouth, I believe. Still a forward look design car by Virgil Exner, but this was the Imperial. Extraordinarily satisfying, which assures you unlimited driving pleasure, and a deep pride of ownership. Now, that's very important. Pride of ownership, 37,593 units. So not a very common car when you figure there's this many body styles. None of them were very common. I know, John, you're right. And that's why I hold them up there for a few seconds so you guys can really kind of take them in. I'm trying not to drag it out forever, but I really want you guys to understand and be able to appreciate what we're really seeing here in these brochures. Consummately engineered for unexcelled performance, the airplane type firepower V8 engine and the new Torque Flight fully automatic transmission with push button control are the greatest powertrain in any fine car in the world today. Yep, so it was a 58 Plymouth. That's what I was thinking. Now, when you have this, I think there's a few of them that still do. I think they still have some. Yeah, I think these were all this was all original artwork that they was done and then printed in these brochures. So yeah, I think this was all original artwork. Now in 57, this bad boy went to a 392. So when they state the airplane type firepower V8 and the new Torque Flight fully automatic transmission are the greatest powertrain in any fine car in the world today. Now, obviously, the basic design of this 392 is what they're still running in nitro cars today. So it's kind of hard to argue that point 70 years later that they were not the greatest powertrain in any fine car, because obviously the 392 was by and far and away the drag motor in the early 60s. And then, of course, that went into the 426 Gen 2 Hemi in 64, production in 65. But even the motors running in Top Fuel today are essentially based off of this. So that's a pretty bold statement. But, Cadillac in 57, I believe, was a basic 365 overhead valve V8. Continental was a version of the Y block. But the 392 Hemi was kind of top dog at that point. So that's probably not a completely untrue statement. And over 70 years has been proven even more so. One other interesting thing, if we look very closely, this actually says firepower. So these still said firepower on this brochure. And I've heard from some other people, the guy that bought the 73 Roadrunner, he had a 57 Imperial, and he said his valve cover said firepower. Because I've got that Imperial valve cover as well that I've been searching for a long time to add to my Hemi valve cover collection. So I'm thinking the Imperial valve cover may have been 58 only, where it said Imperial on it. Completely designed for your comfort, convenience, safety, and pride of ownership. One thing you guys don't realize, these pages are so thick, I keep thinking I'm grabbing two. You guys can't see that, but this paper is so thick that I think I'm grabbing two every time. I'm trying to blow on them and split them apart. It's just heavy stock paper because it's a premium line. Glad you like it, Christine. Now, completely designed for your comfort, convenience, safety, and pride of ownership. A completely new combined heating and air conditioning system. A sculpted rendition of the famous Imperial Eagle in a modern motif, finished in gleaming chrome, is available as a hood ornament. All electric controlled directional signals. Power windows. Rear defogger. And the option that I bet a lot of you don't remember was available in 57 on the Imperial. The Highway Hi-Fi record player operates electrically through the radio loudspeaker. The 16 2/3 RPM record plays for 45 minutes. A wide variety of records available on the Hi-Fi record player. Who knew that? You guys remember that was available in Mopar in the late 50s? But there it is right here, the Hi-Fi record player. And the last page is the specifications, body styles, engine, fuel, cooling, electrical, transmission, drive, suspension, steering, brakes, wheels, tires, dimensions, and optional equipment. But let's talk about the engine for just a second. Let's see what it says about the engine. This is all just specifications. There's no pictures here, but I do want to read the engine stuff. And then there is rice paper in the back here to kind of finish out the brochure. Let's see what it says about that Hemi. Firepower, high compression, 90-degree V8 airplane type with hemispherical combustion chambers and overhead laterally inclined valve arrangement. Bore 4-inch, stroke 3.9-inch, displacement 392 cubic inches, compression ratio 9.25 to 1, 325 brake horsepower, slipper type, cam ground, steel band, aluminum alloy pistons, 3 rings per piston, full pressure lubrication, waterproof ignition, silicone chromium steel intake and exhaust valves, paper element air cleaner. Now, paper element air cleaner, kind of a big deal in the day. A lot of stuff was still oil bath. Shear type engine mountings, full flow oil filter, twin exhaust system with 2 mufflers and 2 resonators. On the 1957 Imperial. I have not seen those, Christine. So, you guys dig the Imperial brochure? Is it good? Is it cool? Yeah, it's like I said, it's just getting another section and once again, just like, wow, are you kidding me? Oh, yeah, and like I was mentioning earlier, I pulled this out. I was like, holy cow. It is over the top, Glenn. Look what's on the other side. Yeah, we'll have to get to that one sometime too. 375 horsepower. Yeah, I've owned them for over a year, and my mind is still blown when I start digging through a box. I just can't believe, like I said, we're extremely fortunate that Kerry thought of us and let us become stewards of his collection so that we can enjoy this stuff. It's amazing. And obviously you guys are enjoying them. We've had a ton of fun with them, and we haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg. Not even the tip of the iceberg. We've been doing them for a little over a year. We missed a few weekends, so say we've done 50. There's hundreds of them. Hundreds of them. Just in this pack. They're just these 2 or is there more? Oh, no, there's more hiding in here. There's 3 in that pack. Of some absolutely great stuff. Anyway, guys, it's getting late. I'm sure you guys want to get to bed. I'm going to get ready to wind some things up here. As always, had a great time with you guys. I hope you had fun hanging out. I know it's a busy time of the year, and that kind of affects our crowd, so I do appreciate you guys that do stop by, hang out, and have fun with us. Hope you guys all enjoyed tonight and liked the stuff that I found to go over with tonight and had fun with it. Had a great round of auctions, and overall, a pretty darn good night. Now, next week, by Sunday, everything will be over. The 4th is on Saturday. So I hope everybody has a great 4th of July. Have a great holiday weekend. I don't know if we'll squeeze Tuesday in this week or not. We'll see how things shake out. Huge shout out to Steve for stopping out and seeing us last week and hooking us up with an amazing raffle prize. Oh, yeah, we'll find some more stuff, John. Don't worry about it. Appreciate that, Mike. Like, share, and subscribe. You bet, David D. Glad you guys had fun. Glad you like them, Michael. I mean, it's just like I said, I just feel extremely lucky to have them, to be able to share them with you guys. It's just amazing history. So, like I said, we can't thank Carrie enough for this. It's just too much cool stuff. So, anyway, have a great 4th of July weekend, everybody. Go have fun with your friends and your family. Blow some stuff up, eat some burgers, and have a good weekend. And we got some more content coming up this week. In fact, I think the regular tourist wagon video is going to be coming up this week. I think did it get up for members? Yeah, we'll have some more ACD stuff for you next week, as well as the tourist station wagon. So, anyway, with that, guys, I'm going to get ready to sign off. You guys have a great week. We will get those videos up this week. Have a fun 4th of July. And we hope to see you all right back here, same bat time, same bat station, next week for some more Gearhead Interactive Live Chat. Have a great weekend. Plan on coming back and seeing us after you get done with your weekend. We'll have some more fun next Sunday night. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next Sunday night.